welcome to the bungalow.
You need your tasting glass and you
No, we're not doing any of that yet. Who are you?
I'm the bungalowee.
He's the bungalowee. This is my buddy Mike, and he is the one. He and I, we do wine. So I have a lot of work to do today. He's a little out of commission. I won't go into details, but he's recovering, and so I'm going to do all the work and just bang it out. We got a lot to do. We have down here some wines that are in primary fermentation. We've got Pinot Noir,
Chardonnay,
Tempranillo, and Chardonnay, and they're done with their primary fermentation. So we got to put them into secondary fermentation. We also have a couple that can probably be bottled, and I have some chocolate wines that I want to rack out and put into different carboys, because you can't tell on there, but you'll see when we're done, there's a lot of sediments on the bottom and they don't need to be there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rack out the Pinot Noir into this 6-gallon carboy here. Now normally when we do racking, we don't want any of the sediments whatsoever, but because this is just primary to secondary, it doesn't really matter. So I'm not going to really worry about this sticking into what is called the lees, which is all the sediments on the bottom. I'll be careful and just keep it in one spot, but I'm not going to really worry about the painstaking.
We'll pick up a few sediments, but it's okay because it's just going to get more.
So I already washed out this carboy. Now I will put this, let's see, what's the best way to, oh, here we go. I'll put the siphon in there, give it a couple pumps.
Watch out for the cork there.
Yep. And there we go.
There she go.
And we will just let that do its thing. It's siphoning down into there. Now this is going to take several minutes, so due to the power and magic of TV, we're just going to jump to the next bit. Alright, so we have the Pinot Noir now officially put into its secondary fermentation. What we have to do is put an airlock on it, transfer label from primary to secondary, and we're going to top up the airlock just a little bit with some sanitizer. Boom. And now this will just sit here for a month, maybe more, who knows. And now Pinot Noir's all set. Now we're gonna do Tempranillo. I'm gonna lift this up. These primary fermenters Mike picked up recently. I like them because the lids come off pretty easy. You don't have to bang on them. You're not breaking your fingers to take them off. Holds the seal. Now in primary fermentation, you don't need to worry too much about air getting in. You kind of want air to get in a little bit at the beginning. That's why during primary fermentation, you stir it because the yeast needs oxygen to thrive. But once primary fermentation, after the first week or so, you don't want air in it. But that's for a different time, a different story. So what we're gonna do now is rack out the Tempranillo. Start by putting the hose in there. Give it a couple pumps. Yeah, this. All right, and what we're gonna do while that's doing its thing is we're gonna take a little taste test of the Pinot Noir. He can't have any right now, not because he has an alcohol problem, but he's on particular meds right now. he's not able to.
I'm useless today because I had surgery yesterday.
Yeah, so he can't mix alcohol with his meds. But we'll give it a little taste.
That's why I'm helping him out today, as usual.
Put the airlock back on.
We usually do this together.
Yeah, we have our own little shot glasses. This has my label on it. He has a shot glass over here with his label on it. And yeah, so we'll just do a little taste test of the Pinot Noir. Give it a little smell. It smells like Pinot Noir. It quacks like Pinot Noir. It must be Pinot Noir. And we'll give it a little taste. Dude, that's tasty. Not as much body as your standard Pinot Noir, but with bottle conditioning that might increase. Nice slight alcohol burn to it. There's decent body. There's more body than I thought, actually. It's because I took a small sip the first time. Got a lot of legs on it too. That's tasty. You can't taste any. Oh, dude, that's good. Anyways, there's that. The Pinot Noir is all set to go now until we start the clarifying run. Tempranillo is now being racked in.
Can I taste that?
Labels have been done. And
Taste the temperature.
stop. Labels have been done. Racking that. Oh, and we did a taste test of the Pinot Noir. Now I'm gonna do it after each one when I'm done. So I think we're gonna use the magic of TV again and cut back in when we get to the next step, which will be to transfer label, apply airlock, and do a taste while we start racking on the Chardonnay. So let's cut to that. All right, so we just finished racking the Tempranillo into the secondary fermentation vessel. Put on the airlock, and we gotta take the label off the old bucket. Tempranillo. Top up the airlock with some sanitizer. And we're gonna do a little taste test of the Tempranillo. Not too much now, we don't want to get wasted. Yes, we do. There we go. Pop the airlock on. All right, so
Smells like grappa.
yeah,
It's got a nice bouquet.
it's from Spain. This type of wine. It's a very pleasant wine. We were talking about it a few minutes ago. It's a good social wine. Not too much acidity, not too much body. A robust but yet mellow flavor. It's the type of wine that as you're walking around the party, you know, mingling and this and that, you know, you can drink it. It does its purpose,
It's pleasant.
and it's not like it's so much body and so much going on that it might ruin your appetite, or it's the only word I can describe it, it's a very social wine. That's pretty good. All right, so now we are going to do the Chardonnay. So what I'm gonna do is lift this bucket up here. Ugh. 5 gallons of deliciousness. Here is another 6-gallon carboy. Now this is the type of bucket, remember I was saying earlier that I liked those buckets that Mike had gotten, the new ones, because the lids come off easy. But these ones, they're not bad, but they're a little more of a pain in the butt. There we go. Bam, there's the Chardonnay. And I just ran this through some sanitizer. As you can see, there's no red in it because we have a full sanitizer bucket down there filled with 5 gallons of Star San. So we'll pop this in here and we'll give this a little pumpage. Look at that, nice Chardonnay. Look at the color.
I just lost it. You gotta put that again.
No, it'll do it. It'll pull it. Look at that, huh? Nice color. But yeah, we'll just keep that there. So let's go down the checklist. We've got Pinot Noir and Tempranillo racked into the secondary fermenting carboys with fresh airlocks topped up with fresh sanitizer. We did a taste test on them. And we are now racking the Chardonnay into its secondary fermentation vessel. And again, the magic of TV, we will just jump right to the next part. All right, so we just finished racking the Chardonnay. We put a fresh airlock on. There's the bung. This is called a bung, by the way. And there's a bung hole in there, see? And the airlock goes in the bung hole. I had to use that joke. And then we put the label off of the primary fermenter and we put it back onto the secondary fermentation vessel. We're going to do a little bit of a taste test. There's a bunch of yeast in here. It was a bit yeastier. So in the racking process, because it was going from primary to secondary, I wasn't too careful. It's not all that important in that step. So there was some sediments and stuff that got swirled around. So as you can see, it is a bit cloudy and there'll be a slight yeast kind of flavor. Still has some of that chocolate note.
Yeah.
We tasted some chocolate a few minutes ago. And so the shot glass actually has a slight chocolate note to it, but yeah, so as I stated, I can't be too accurate on the Chardonnay description because there is some sediments mixed in there. But I can tell that it's decent. If I take away the yeast flavor, it's a bit dry. I mean, it's Chardonnay. Like I said earlier, you can't go wrong with Chardonnay. It's a casual, common white wine. Nothing too stand out about it. But yeah, so that'll be fine. We'll do another tasting of it once some of the lees and the sediment, it clarifies a little bit, so we get more flavor of just the wine. Now, what we have here are 2 carboys of chocolate wine. Chocolate wine is something that I've done just a few times over many, many years. And the reason is because it takes about 3 years for it to be drinkable, where you feel like you could hand a bottle to someone and you don't need to be embarrassed about it. Because chocolate wine is delicious, it's heavenly, but it takes 3 years for it. By the start of the second year, The first year, it's just not drinkable. The start of the second year becomes kind of drinkable, but it isn't until the start of the third year that it starts to really become really quite good. After the third year, it just gets better and better. It's just this heavenly, divine, rich flavor. But we made chocolate cherry wine, which was Mike's idea. We had made some cherry wine, black cherry wine, and we made a batch of chocolate wine.
It was very on red cherry.
What was it?
Red cherry.
Red cherry? No, they're all cherry. It was there was
black cherry separate.
Yeah, there
we
was-
didn't blend that. We blended the red cherry.
just regular cherry. Okay. But he came up with the idea. I've never mixed anything with the chocolate wine in the past, and that's because it takes so long. I don't think it ever occurred to me to like mess with it, because I thought, well, you know, it would be so hard and so much effort and take so much time to make it. I just don't think it ever occurred to me to blend it. It was his idea, and it came out really good. We were going for that specific tangy, lack of a better, I can't find a better word, but that, you know, that tangy, distinct taste that chocolate cherry has. And it came quite close, but it was missing a little something. So we experimented with the recipe. This is actually the experiment one here, and this is the original chocolate recipe. We followed the original recipe for the most part, but with the experiment we added, so the original has chocolate, 100% pure cacao. Preferably you want to use like toasted cacao nuts, but they're hard to get. But if you can get your hands on some pure 100% cocoa powder, with no dairy enzymes, nothing like that, not hot chocolate mix, but there's pure cocoa, use that. But orange rinds. But for the experiment, we modified the recipe just a little bit, but we also incorporated vanilla beans and vanilla into the chocolate wine as it was in its primary fermentation process to infuse it. And the result is probably a 3 times better flavor than the original. The original at this stage, it's super bitter. It has a strong alcoholic bite to it, and it's only on that back end that you get the chocolatey notes. With the experiment, however, it has a punch to it. It has a nice, robust chocolate flavor. And it's due to the fact that we modified the recipe a little bit and incorporated vanilla. And it's delicious, right? Like, I wouldn't hand a bottle of this to someone right now. It's nowhere near done. But I personally, and I'm sure Mike too, would be more than happy to drink it right now. The original recipe, no, you don't want to touch it right now. This one, I'd suffer through it. It's quite tasty. So what we're gonna do is, this is in a 5-gallon carboy. We have another 5-gallon carboy there. This is a 6-gallon carboy. We're gonna rack out the chocolate experiment into a fresh, so we can get rid of all the sediments on the bottom there, into a fresh 5-gallon. And we're going to rack out, after that's done, the original into a 5-gallon or a 4-gallon, probably a 5-gallon and a 1-gallon. I will definitely have to clean out these because they've got all kinds of stuff in there. But we'll rack out the 6-gallon into a 5-gallon. The Primo, that's a 5, right? So we'll put the 6-gallon into a 5 and a 1-gallon, and we'll put those up there, the chocolate up there. But yeah, so let's get that going. Where's the siphon? It's okay if sanitizer gets into the carboy. It's not gonna hurt you. It is a chemical and it does sterilize things, but it's not a major issue. Oh, here's a brilliant idea that Mike and I came up with. We came up with a really cool invention that involves a Sharpie and an elastic. And what this is, we're going to put this in, start the siphoning process. Then we're going to take the elastic, wrap it around the neck of the carboy, and stick the Sharpie in there. The reason we do that is so that it can control and regulate the height of the siphon. So we can actually lower this down
Picking up the leads.
without getting too much of the leaves. Exactly. There we go.
Take
Yeah, I
credit,
just
that
got
was
some right
already
there. That wasn't yours?
Original.
Hmm.
Oh, well, yeah. Your idea was to use the Sharpie. My idea was just the elastic.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, we needed something, and he drove. I think it was to the dollar store.
I picked up a bunch of girls.
Yeah, you got the hair ties. These things. A bunch of these type of things. I don't know what this has a pouch on it, or I don't know what this
That's to
is.
put their hair in.
This isn't one of ours, is it?
Yeah, it's one of ours.
Oh, well. Anyways, he got a whole bunch of these, and
I got
we've been
small
using them.
ones. I got small ones.
Yeah, smaller.
I guess you wanted something that was bigger.
But then we just converted to a rubber band will do. But yeah, so we'll just let that do its thing, and we'll use the power of TV to editing to just jump to the next section. So this part's going to be a little bit shorter than the last part because I already kind of went through everything. But we put the chocolate experiment recipe into its secondary fermentation. Carboy right there. It's got the label and the carboy, the airlock on it. Here we have the original chocolate recipe. I'm gonna get this one started real quick before I babble too much. That there. Lower that down until we see a little bit of leaves come in. There we go. So we gotta be careful because this is 6 gallons. That's a 5-gallon carboy. When that gets full, we'll put the last gallon in there. Now it's not gonna actually be 6 gallons because there's a lot of sediment. So it's gonna be, this one's gonna be probably up to about here, and then this one will probably be up to about
Halfway.
here or something like that, maybe even halfway. Yeah. But there's that. So the original chocolate's now being, and the main reason we're racking it right now is just so that we can try to eliminate all this sediment on the bottom. Now, we did taste all of these. We tasted the raspberry, the peach, and the mango, and then there's one in here that's really good. It's one of Mike's ideas. You know, a lot of the best ideas have come from Mike. You know, the strawberry banana, apricot peach, and then this one. This is blood orange, but with a bit of lemon in it. I can't really explain it other than to say it's blood orange wine with lemon infused into it. It tastes like summer in a bottle. Like, it's summer. That's what it tastes. It tastes like summer. It's bright, it's vibrant, clean, if that makes any sense. It's very nice. And even as dry, maybe a little back sweetening, maybe a little vanilla, but I don't think it needs it. It's nice. It has like an old-timey taste to it too. Something about the lemon and the blood orange together. You taste it and you feel like you're back in the day when they like, well, gee, I don't know, Sonny, you know, like some old-timey stuff. It's super delicious. We were going to bottle, but then he corrected me. The mango, we're not sure what we're gonna do to it yet. Might have to back sweeten it, not too sure. The blood orange probably is ready to be bottled, but the peach isn't. and the raspberry might be, but I don't know. We might just wait. It's winter. We're gonna be starting some soon, but we might wait until after Christmas. Because right now it's December what? 6th? It's December 6th. And I've got things I need to do throughout the month. Plus I'm gonna be spending several days up in New Hampshire with family.
I've got to recover.
He's got to recover a bit. So we might wait to do all the bottling and stuff until after Christmas. But we do have a 5-gallon carboy, which means we might be able to start like a 5-gallon batch of tea wine, which is delicious. You might think it sounds weird, but it's actually an old New England tradition, sort of. It's back in the day when fruit prices and grapes and sugar, things fluctuated a lot. So when one price was too high, people would make wine out of other stuff. And one of them is black tea. And it starts off, it's not all that tasty, and it has a lot of body at first, because a substitute to add tannin to wine, when you make wine, you can use like charred oak powder, which can add body and tannins to the wine. Basically, that's what wine tannin is. But you can substitute wine tannin with black tea to add body to your wine. And black tea wine is all black tea. And initially it's bitter, it tastes weird, it's not good.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. But after about 2 years, just like with the chocolate wine, a lot of the wines that I like to do as classics, they're long wines. They take like 2 or 3 years minimum. Black tea wine's one of them. It's minimum roughly 2 years. But when it's ready to drink, even though it's just... Oh, it's a thumbs up? Yeah. Even though it's just black tea, it's super complex. It has like a bubblegum, fruity, floral. There's just so much going on with it.
Very nice aroma.
Nice aroma.
And the flavors, got all kinds of flavors to it.
And chilled. Oh, a nice chilled
You're
glass. You're
expecting a tea flavor. You're not tasting tea flavor.
Oh yeah, it doesn't taste like tea.
It doesn't taste like tea. It tastes like...
It tastes like a Chardonnay. Sort of.
What?
Maybe a Pinot Grigio.
No.
No? It does taste like a grape wine though. It does have kind of, but with added, it tastes like a complex, I personally think it tastes like a complex Chardonnay. That's what I think. It's got like a grape wine flavor to it, but it tastes like bubblegum, fruit, flour, like all this stuff going on. And the longer it's bottled, the more complex and fruity sort of it becomes.
I think a big part of it is which tea we're using. I don't think any black tea.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
The tea that you use, Tibbs. Did we get Tibbs?
PG Tips.
Yeah, PG Tips, which is a classic English wine.
English tea.
Yeah, in England they drink PG Tips. But yeah, it's just black tea. That's all it is. Black tea, water, sugar, and yeast. But when it's done, someone takes a sip of it and they don't know how to explain it. It's super complex. It tastes like 50 million things went into it that had all these processes and all that. No.
It's the tea that was made by the English Tea Company. And is the equivalent in the United States, the well-known tea is Lipton. The tea that they drink in England is PG Tips.
Yeah, when people
That's
have
their primary tea.
Tea time, like house, not when you're going out to eat at a cafe, but you know, at home, like when you're having like tea time or breakfast tea and stuff like that. PG Tips is the British thing.
The British Tea Company is the thing that did a lot of the settling of the colonies, and they were a primary income source for England.
Well, we kicked them out for the taxing us, didn't we? Was did we the Boston Tea Party based on it?
They came from the spice world. They get the teas. They come with teas and spices. So black tea is made with a bunch of spices in it, and that's what comes down the wine.
Can be. Black tea is black tea, ain't it?
No, I think that Well, with all the flavors that we get from the tea,
But that's just their
it's
natural
coming from the
chemical
wine.
process. Yeah.
So I don't think it's coming from the tea itself.
It is.
Well,
It's just black tea.
I don't know if they mix it up with the tea in the tea bags.
I will admit I don't know much about what black tea. I'm pretty certain that black tea, it's just a type of tea leaf. I don't believe it's seasoned. I think it's a type of tea leaf that they use. I don't think they're infusing it. But if they are, I stand corrected. But I do know that the black tea wine, that's all it is. It's just black tea.
It is absolutely delicious.
And after like the start of your 3rd year, sitting out, oceanside. We had it up in Maine on the beach. The waves crashing, the salt air, sipping an ice cold glass of tea wine.
It was a 23.
It was a 23. That's a story for another. Look, 23, 20, everything's 23. That's a joke that I will explain at a different date. But yeah, so I think we're done with today's duties. Oh, good thing I didn't get too distracted. It's almost time to... Alright, anyways, we're gonna put the rest into the 1 gallon and then pop the 5 gallon and the 1 gallon up here. And then that's it. So actually I think that's gonna be it for this video. Maybe I'll do some more videos in regards to like the actual starting of the making of the wine, either with fruits or various other ways of doing it. But for now, it was just a quick video of the fact that we make wine. And today we happen to have had to rack out. Racking is when you bring it, you siphon it from one container into another. We had to do a lot of racking today, and that's pretty much all we did. But anyways, yeah, so we'll call that it for now, and we'll see you on the next one.